Tammy Yamilkoski. Did I say it right?
You got it.
Got it. All right, here. And this morning we're going to talk about what people should do when they're considering buying a home. So what should people do first?
Well, the first thing you want to do is talk to us and get pre-approved. You want to know how much you can afford and if you're ready to buy credit-wise, down payment-wise, just where you're at, and get pre-approved.
That makes sense, because a lot of realtors as well, that's the first thing they're going to tell you.
Yes.
It's to get pre-approved, because especially in this market, when it's such, a seller's market, you want to be on the ball.
Ready to go.
When you're pre-approved, you are on the ball and ready to go. Then you might be a step ahead of someone else.
Exactly. Yes. You don't want to go looking at houses, find the house that you want, and then realize that you're not quite ready. So it's just best to start with that pre-approval.
Okay.
And then you'll know where you're at credit-wise too. Because we'll pull credit and we can look at what you may need to do, or if you're already ready, then awesome.
And I know that kind of scares people too. They're like, oh, I don't know if I want to see my credit, but you have to.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, we want to talk about assistant programs for down payment. So let's talk about some of those.
You bet. So we have some great down payment assistance programs. It's not hard to qualify for. All of them are going to be based on first-time home buyer, so you have to be a first-time home buyer, but it's a lot of money. So you may be able to qualify for a $15,000 down payment assistance, $2,500 down payment assistance. We can put those two together, so there's a lot of money available for down payment assistance.
Okay, and what are the eligibility requirements and criteria?
So you have to be a first-time home buyer.
First-time home buyer, okay. So what if, say, you have okay, go ahead. Well, you can go finish. I have a question, but I want to ask you.
If you've owned a home in the last 3 years, that's what will disqualify you.
Okay.
So if you owned a home 10 years ago, but you're buying a house now, then you are considered a first-time home buyer.
You read my mind. That's how I was going to ask the question, but I was like, I'm not sure how to ask that. Okay.
So first-time home buyer, there's going to be pretty much all of them are going to have income eligibility requirements. So if you make $100,000 a year, you make too much money for all of them. So there are going to be requirements there for income. And then other than that, it's, and it's going to be based on household income. So there are a lot of different qualifications for that, but that's where we'll look at all of those aspects.
Okay. And some of them, like we have the FHA, conventional, VA. Can you kind of tell us the difference between some of those?
Sure. So there are so many differences between all of those different programs. And what we're going to do as experts is we're going to ask you all the questions, and the questions that we ask you are going to determine whether or not do you qualify for VA. Well, if you're not a veteran or you're not married to a veteran, that answer is no. So we're going to be able to cross things off the list and figure out what program is best for you.
Okay.
Down payment requirements are going to matter too, right? You're going to determine, well, how much do you have to put down? And if you have a certain amount to put down, maybe you're not going to go this way, maybe you're going to go this way. So really, we're going to look at all the avenues and then decide what's going to be best for you based on your circumstances.
Okay. That's, again, another reason why it's so important to sit down when you're thinking about buying a home and talk to you first before you go to your realtor, because then you're just gonna have all that information, all those tools when you do go to look for your home.
Knowledge is power.
It is. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
And buying a home is daunting.
It is. Yeah. It's a big task.
It is a big task, and it's like the biggest purchase a lot of people are ever gonna make.
It's also your biggest net worth builder, right? So think about where you're gonna be in 20 years, 30 years. It's gonna be what multiplies. And so it's so important to start early.
Okay. Now, the down payment requirement for a standard mortgage, that's a little different. That's just like a conventional, right? A standard? Okay.
So the vanilla loan that you and I think about when someone's going to buy a house, 3% down.
3% down.
Maybe 5% if you've owned a home in the past and there's income restrictions there. So it's going to be 3 or 5% down.
Okay. Now, financial education is a part of Farmers State Bank. So tell us about that with the mortgage process.
You bet. So we're going to educate you all along the process. We also do first-time homebuyer seminars, at least 2 a year. 2 in Hiawatha, 2 in Tiffin. We have a credit seminar coming up February 20th. So we give you lots of opportunities to get the tools that you need to get the knowledge. So we want you to be successful. We're going to give you everything that we can to make you be successful.
Right. And we're kind of coming into that season now. I would call it the home buyer season as you head into spring. So now is the time to get a hold of you.
Right.
And how can they do that?
So our phone number is 319-377-4891, and you can call us there. You can email us. There's all, go online and find us. We're great to work with, and we just really want to help you be able to buy a house.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, you bet. Thank you.